keep the story in the drawer, softly, like a confession, a memory that never should have wandered out. A broken timepiece slips from my fingers, its cracked face dusty, worn. I hold the shards at the edge of Morro do Vintém. I remember the taste of damp grass beneath a hot sun, the smell of rot heavier than the breeze, a boy flying a kite near two lifeless forms. They lay side by side, formally dressed, wearing waterproof coats and hand-cut lead masks over their eyes, yet no signs of injury, no struggle. The watch wound down at 16:30, but their notebook instructed a task at 18:30. I pressed the cracked glass against my chest, my heart stalling at the hush of stillness. A chill spreads, electric under my skin, at this pause. Tell me your time, and whisper where you're listening from. I'll hear you in the hush. A notebook note read, 16:30, be at the specified location. 18:30, ingest capsules. After effect, protect metals. Await signal. Mask. Beside it, an empty water bottle and 2 wet towels. No motive. I am the archivist, guarding folded mistakes, holding intentions fragments in my palm. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to stare at time stopped, while watching dust settle on a face. A broken timepiece lies beside me. At first it spins, hopeful, then memory fractures it. It ceases. It becomes the cold weight of unanswered intention. I feel the imagined heft of the lead mask pressing into my palm, just as investigators recorded it. Notice how nothing moves. No breath vapor in air, no insect stirring, just the silent bodies beneath the oppressive sun. She never answers. That silence, it stays. 2 men in suits, coats buttoned, lying silent in the grass. Masked, time frozen, instructions obeyed, a ritual begun, but never completed. I open the notebook page, its paper crinkling under trembling fingertips. I taste the stale tang of mineral water, still lingering where the towels once lay. They purchased waterproof coats that afternoon in Niterói, yet paused on a sunlit hill, not a stormy one. Miguel checked his wristwatch repeatedly, but official records say he left the watch at home, and yet police found a watch with him. That conflict twists the timeline until it snaps. My chest tightens with dissonance. I clutch the broken timepiece, its jagged glass biting into my palm, cold seeping into flesh. If you've ever felt certainty crack, only to find the ground shifting beneath it, you'll understand the dread in knowing facts disagree. Receipts showed the waterproof coats, a bottle of water, bought that same day. A waitress described Miguel as nervous. She said he kept checking his watch. He asked her to hold his items. Water bottle and receipt, beneath a towel. My finger brushes the timepiece again. Pain flares, but grounding. She never answers. That silence, it stays. The note's phrase repeats in memory. Aguardar sinal, mascara. Await the signal. The timepiece rests on the page again, once bright, now fractured, like a plan that failed. Local legend whispers of a man in 1962, Hermes Luis Feitosa, found dead on a nearby hill, wearing a lead mask. No trauma, no toxicology. I lean close, feeling the brittle water stain beneath typed Portuguese script. I lift the notebook again, its graphite lines faint under fingertip. I feel the imprint of the phrase, cold and scented of mineral water. The note orders, ingest capsules. But toxicology was never conducted. Organs decomposed too far. Still, Chief Idovam Ferreira concluded death by poisoning. So, death declared without proof. I press the cracked timepiece to my chest, pulsing like a failing heartbeat, between certainty and void. If you've ever stared at a whispered promise, only to find the echo crumble, you might feel what I feel now. That broken timepiece rests atop the notebook, once precise, now hopeless. Ingest capsules. Await signal. It reads like ritual fused with science. Electronics codes mixed with spiritual intent. Yet no capsule residue was found. Nothing. Besides instructions and emptiness. They believed in scientific spiritualism. Contact with the unseen using circuitry and consciousness. Masks intended to shield from imagined cosmic glare. Locals spoke of strange lights over the hill that night. They arranged their suit jackets with ceremony, valve codes scrawled in the notebook. Possible radio terms, not magic. Were they building a transmitter or decoding a signal? My fingertip hovers over the notebook, glass edge pressing into memory. Would you have placed the mask, even knowing the signal might never come? The official dispatch reads, deaths caused by search for experiments to prove existence of soul, substances ingested via mineral water. I touch the timepiece, its hands frozen, its crystal gone. Its broken face now a symbol of ritual unfulfilled. I close the notebook softly, paper rustling beneath fingertips. I taste faint graphite chalk. They purchased waterproof coats at 1430. Yet hours later, their bodies lay exposed to the sun, untouched by rain. They carried a bottle of water, held receipts for it, a rational act, conflicting with the ingestion command. I press the fractured timepiece to my mouth, its cold edge biting my lip. The hush of unresolved protocol blooms inside me. If you've ever felt something slide from assurance into silent dread, this is that shift. The timepiece lies inverted now. Hands fused at the break, a ritual broken in physical form. I trace the crack, where guilt and logic intersect. They carried more than money. Over 3.6 million Colombian pesos between them, yet followed coded ritual instructions anyway. A police file noted initials AMS on a handkerchief, a wedding ring wrapped in reading glasses, protection for metals, preservation amid ingestion. She closes the drawer with both hands this time. That's when I knew she was done searching. The instruction phrase hums beneath the pages again. Folklore from 1962 returns. Another masked death. Another technician lost. I breathe stale archive air, feeling cold regret pressing in. The timepiece slips from my palm, landing on the page. Metal on paper. I rise, closing Elcio Gomez's file. Friend and technician. Vanished from record. Timepiece shard. Weighted regret in my fingers. I stand in dusty light, inhaling the photograph's stale air. Grass yellowed. Notebooks folded. Timepiece silent beside both. Archival dispatches speak of Chief Ferreira's conclusion. Poisoning, despite no toxicology. Absence filled in with declaration. I pressed the timepiece's cracked face to my temple, its coldness reminding me. Absence can replace proof. If you've ever wondered how myth begins, where investigation ends, you might hear the echo now. Timepiece lies on old file. Glass pressed to fading typed letters. The repeated instruction phrase trembles in print. No longer guidance, now elegy. Jacques Vallée noted local witness claims. An orange disc with blue rays, hovering over the hill. No vegetation grew afterward at that spot. Elcio Correa Gomez vanished from records. Technician, spiritualist, possible guide. His testimony remains incomplete. Prosecutor Lutterbach reopened the case, questioning the 3.6 million Colombian pesos, demanding accountability. This is the part I still think about. Not the masks, not the note, but how quiet it got. If you've ever felt a truth edge shatter in your hands, ask yourself, would you follow instructions written in belief, even when the result was void? Local whispers claim Hermes Phytosa's masked death. Spiritual experiment gone wrong. No trauma, no toxicology. Items placed with ceremonial precision. Suits, towels, water, masks, ritual, not accident. I close the folder. Timepiece slips into the drawer. Its weight turned memory. I don't know if I've remembered this right, but the light never came back after. I close the final file, slide the photograph into the stack. The corner crease presses memory faint. Dust tastes of archival resolve. The police declared poisoning. Yet no toxicology was ever possible. Cause assigned, in absence. I place the broken timepiece beside the file, its hands frozen at 16:30, ritual time, and nothing happened at 18:30. The ritual failed. Silence followed. If you've ever watched symbols outlast certainty, you might feel this final stillness. That timepiece is no longer device. It is hush and regret. Realized. It lies on the desk, inverted. Beside pages, recounting exhumation. Missing funds. Unresolved remains. Tests suggested slight radioactivity in the hair, likely masked by formaldehyde. Mask perhaps meant to shield from imagined hazard. Instruction phrase repeats softly. No longer command, now requiem. Timepiece is fingerprinted again. Metal bleeding into metaphor. She used to walk with purpose. But tonight, she drifts, and maybe so should you. Time bends, but memory bleeds.